Welcome to Starlink Pulse with Mace and Sidra, your place to keep up with the people and solutions that drive our tech industry forward. But even more importantly, your place to unwind and have real casual chats away from much of the formalities of our industry. Although December is the time of the year that's hectic for most of us at work, we shouldn't forget that December is also the month of festivities, celebration, and joy.
So in dedication to our belief in work-life balance, we come with a fun episode this month showcasing and celebrating the talents we have here at Starlink. Joining us now is Ehab Al-Kohon, our product associate, who surprised us with his immense talent at singing and playing the guitar. Pleasure to have you here today, Ehab.
Thank you. The pleasure is mine. Thank you for having me.
You really did amaze us. I mean, what a talent. And how did you get into the singing and playing guitar?
I think I was 16 when I figured out that I have a good voice, and I got interested more into exploring this talent. And by the age of 17, maybe I started playing classic guitar, and I learned by myself, of course, the guitar. It was on YouTube, I think. And my passion towards learning guitar was only for the idea that I sing. So I play along with me singing. So yeah, this is how I started playing guitar and singing.
So when did you first get like your guitar and everything?
I think as per what I remember, that I have borrowed money when I was 17 to buy my first classic. I borrowed money from, I don't even remember from whom, and I worked in a cafe for like around 6 months just to pay it back. I didn't pay back on time, but I managed to pay back, and because I was really interested into having this instrument. I used to go to the musical instruments shops and look at these beautiful instruments and wanting to get one. So yeah, this is how I got my first instrument, and after that, of course, I got lots of different brands and all of that with time. So yeah, it was like this.
So, we actually did some digging and we found old videos of you singing in public places like cafes, and I was shocked, to be honest, like especially this video. So, I was shocked by the long hair, very specifically. And there's this, you in the cafe singing, and I was just very amused by that. Yeah, so these were just a few snippets of the many videos we found of you.
Yeah.
So basically, I want to ask you, when you look at these videos, tell us about this time in your life when you were in university. I think you were in university, right, 10 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, so tell us about that.
So yeah, this was like really long time ago. It was 10 years back almost. I think I got, or things got more serious for me to get into the music industry when I was in university, because I kept practicing and developing my skills, my singing, because at the beginning you don't know how to sing properly. Until today, of course, you still have to keep on practicing on some few things in order for you to enhance your voice. And I think when I was in university, I enrolled in university in 2008, and in the first 2 years I was focusing on studying. I was just doing the musical thing just in the house for myself. And somehow, I don't know how I don't actually remember how it got started. I think I used to have a couple of friends in university where we just talking, I think, and somehow this came up. And we started promoting suddenly. There was these karaoke's that they used to hold every Thursday. Actually, it's not related to the university itself, but there's just this one cafe who everybody runs out, to go to this cafe to gather around. And they used to hold this karaoke every Thursday, and I used to sing there. And slowly, slowly, when people started to recognize this man, I started arranging for my own parties. And I think the one that you played it was my own party. Uh, by 2011, I made a short-term contract with the Rotana Cafe. It's in Amman, Jordan, to play in certain days of the week. It was just soft music. I performed, I think, for like 3-4 times there. I have participated in lots of karaoke's and lots of public singings, groups, trips, and all of that. And suddenly, when I graduated I think at the last year of my studying, I decided to make my own song. I thought, because in my environment I was famous that time. I didn't know that the world is just bigger than university. So I was famous, and I was like, okay, so what's the next step? It's just to make my own song. So I recorded my own song in 2000. I don't remember actually. I think 2010. I was working on it in 2009. It took me a year to work on it. It was like a project of life for me at that time. So yeah, I made my own song, and I started performing my song in these parties, and people will sing along, and it was like, yeah, this is it. I'm there already. And of course, when I graduated, I figured out that challenges are much more bigger. I'm not talking about the music. I'm talking about life itself.
Life
That you need to have a solid plan in order for you to live. So this is when I started focusing on finding a job, establishing an experience, and all of that. And slowly, I got departed from music. And yeah, with time, I just stopped playing.
Yeah.
And then people that I used to know, I don't know anymore, of course, because we're not connecting. I'm not going to the same gatherings. I'm not attending the same parties and all of that. So yeah, life just makes us busy in order for us to provide. So yeah.
Actually, a couple of years back, I think I discussed this with you, right? So I happened to even see some albums where you were, featuring as a lead artist. So at any point of time, did you think to opt music as your career as well?
Yes, of course. This was my plan, and acting. Actually, I was doing this alongside music. I participated in maybe 4 or 5 4 short films and one Disney-funded movie that was shot in Jordan. It was a very small role, but it was stepping stone for many more to come at that time. I have done short movies. I have done TV advertisement for an Islamic channel called Iqra.
Okay.
And yeah, I was really busy, trying because I think art, it's if you want to find your way in art, you want to establish something, you connect to acting and you connect to singing somehow. So yeah, I was trying on this music thing, and I was also participating, and it was most of the movies, the short films that I have participated in was voluntarian work. I mean, it's not paid. So that's the downside, where you have to spend time, and you're growing older, and you have to have a plan.
Establish your career. Yeah, that's right.
If you don't have somebody to to back you up or something like that, it will be very difficult for you to proceed with what you are doing. So yeah, this is where I reached a point that slowly, I started looking into my career and establishing my own experience. And yeah, that's it.
Speaking of the acting, I just wanted to show you a couple. We're like very professional stalkers over here, so we found, we found this short film that you did. So I want you first to tell us about it before I show it.
Okay.
It's COVID Dreams.
Okay, so COVID Dreams is a really fun experience. Before me being in Dubai here, I was in Bahrain for the last 5 years.
Yes. Yeah.
because here I'm a new joiner. It's been 3 months or 4 months now. I was in Bahrain for the last 5 years, and the director that I work with for the movies that we shoot, he is based in Abu Dhabi at that time, which is I think 2 years back, and I was working in Bahrain. So he's always eager to make new films with low budgets. He wants to get into festivals and all of that. So he keeps trying. But of course, because of the restrictions and because of COVID, we couldn't get together. And especially that now everybody has his own life. Somebody is in Bahrain, one is in Jordan, one is in I don't know where. So we decided to make an idea about the disease itself, about COVID, shooting it completely on Zoom. So the movie was completely shot on Zoom. It was directed from Abu Dhabi. The lead actor was in Bahrain, which is me, and the supporting actors one was in Dubai and one was in Jordan, and there was a lady also that she has a leading role in the movie. She was in Spain.
Oh, okay.
And the director was in
Producer.
The producer was in Canada. So yeah, it was really fun, because we used to gather at different timings. Everybody has different timings, so we have to coordinate to be available to shoot. And how the director and the producer align their time, that they will shoot from this time to this time in Jordan, and how the actors themselves, they located talents within the spaces that they are in, because I used to prepare the set. I'm just on the video. You want me to move this here? You want me to move this here? So it was really fun. And to hire cameraman in the same country that you are in. So we hired a cameraman in Bahrain, a cameraman in Jordan, cameraman in Spain, and cameraman in Dubai. So yeah, it was really fun. It took us also 1 day of shooting. Of course, preparation was like around 2-3 months, calls and working on the script and all of that. But shooting it was 1 day, because it's a budget that they need to stick with 1 day to finish it all. So it was 1 day from 5 a.m. maybe until midnight, or until 2-3 a.m. in the morning. And we managed to do it, yeah. And the editor, by the way, for this film is a British guy who's based in the UK.
Okay.
So yeah, it was
Very
fun.
international. Wait,
Yeah.
let's see it. It's like 38 seconds.
You've been really stressed lately, and I think you should see a therapist. Sometimes people don't realize how stressed they've been, and then they...
Of course, say it. What is it? They go crazy? I lost my job. Who are you? How are you my name? What do you want from me?
Ehab, I was wondering, if you could play one of your favorite music for us.
Sure,
Today on the set.
I'd be happy to. كنت بقول من بعد حبيبي الدنيا ازاي تتعاش، كنت هعيش طول عمري عشان واموت لو لحظة ما جاش، كنت بشوف بعينيه الفرحة أقول لدموعي بلاش، وافضل أداري وأداري عشان أحزاني ما يحزنهاش، وادي الأيام مرت اللحظة وقدرت أنسى اللي قدر ينسى، ما قدرش أعيش علشانه هو يا دوب بيعيش اللحظة، ادي الأيام مرت اللحظة وقدرت أنسى اللي قدر ينسى، ما قدرش أعيش علشانه هو يا دوب بيعيش اللحظة. أنا ما بلومش على اللي يحب وضحى بعمره فداه، بس بلوم على قلبي يضحي القلب ما كانش معاه. ما استناش العمر يعدي واقول ما حصلش نصيب، لازم انسى الجرح كأنه ما جاش من اغلى حبيب على بالي، ولا انت داري باللي جرالي. والليالي سنين طويلة سبتها لي يا انشغالي بكل كلمة قلتها. الكلام لو كان يعبر عالحنان كنت قلت اني بحبك من زمان. الكلام لو كان يعبر عالحنان كنت قلت اني بحبك من زمان. كل يوم الشوق بيكبر عليا بان على بالي، ولا انت داري باللي جرالي. والليالي سنين طويلة سبتها لي يا انشغالي بكل كلمة قلتها.
Wow.
This is amazing.
Wow.
Let's stop working.
I swear, goosebumps.
Yeah.
Wow. By the way, I do know this song now. I realize. At first, I thought I didn't know this song. It's by Shireen, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So how did you end up from music to, distribution business?
To cybersecurity.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Somehow, life changes. Yeah.
Oh my God. Wow. So, what does this song mean to you?
Actually, I'm into sad music. So I like to play sad music. I'm into Egyptian a lot. The Egyptian music. And I relate to it a lot. Not because I'm a sad person. No, I'm a happy person. But it's just where I find myself when it comes to music. And I think when it comes to sadness in the music, it's not related to love itself, like loving someone or losing somebody whom you love. It's about all the bad things that happens in life, whatever the struggles that we are going through, whether it's related to work, it's related to family issues, it's related to a spouse or whatsoever. I think war itself. So yeah, this is all, I think, initiate this sadness.
That's so poetic.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Ihab, how does your hobby and talent of singing and playing the guitar help you de-stress from work, especially at a time like this at the end of the year? And how important do you believe is having a hobby for you to have like a work-life balance?
Of course, it's very important, I think, for me, because, I have some friends that we get together every week or 2 weeks, and we call it jamming sessions. We keep jamming with different instruments, and it's just for us to unwind, and to de-stress, to feel relaxed. So yeah, I think it's very important that it helps you to reset, so you can focus again on what you're doing. So yeah, I encourage everybody who's having, of course, a hobby to keep doing it on his free times, so he can reset also and recharge.
I also want to ask you one more thing. Like you're working as a product associate here at StarLink.
Yeah.
So how does some attributes that you have as a singer/guitarist, how do you take that into your work? Like what kind of qualities can you have for both that you use?
I think especially in this role, it requires lots of patience.
Definitely.
So this is related also to practicing music. you can't just jump from one level to the other, or you can't just master a song from the first time. You need to keep on practicing. You need to keep on trying. You need to have patience for that. So I think this is in common between these two things.
Yeah, definitely. I could say that, yeah.
Beautiful. And thank you, Ihab. So what would you like to say as your final comment?
Thank you guys for having me. Of course, I'm really happy to be in this episode, and I want to thank Starlink, of course, for me being part of this success. And of course, I would like to thank the people who are supporting me in my current role, my BU head, Ashraf Abu Dahir, and of course, I would like to extend my thank yous to Mr. Nadal, Mr. Mahmoud, Mr. Amjad. They are all very supportive, and I wish I can also do more to be recognized, something to be recognized for the company, inshallah, in the future.
Sure.
And thank you.
Thank you so much, Ihab, for sharing us your thoughts about music, and thanks for coming to our studio today.
It's my pleasure.
So we covered one of our very own who is all talented in music, and now we talk to one of our own who is all about art. Joining us now is Pradeep Maul, our technical consultant, who shares with us his talent of sketching. Thank you for joining us today, Pradeep.
It's my pleasure to be here. Thank you.
So Pradeep, you're all about network security, and all of a sudden I see this interest of sketching, How did you get into all of this?
Well, from the schooling time, I used to make some arts. That was one of my subject. So from there, I started sketching myself some designs like flowers or some scenery or some nature sceneries. So from there, I started. And then later on my weekends, like I was having free timing, so I used to sketch our Indian gods, like Hindu gods. And then slowly, once I came here in Dubai, and then I was having free weekends and no one friend to spend my timing. So I started spending my time on the sketching. And so this is how I'm just making sketches on my free timing.
So you did not have any professional training. This is all by yourself.
No, just myself.
Okay, that's interesting. So which is your favorite form of sketching?
Just pencil sketch, nothing else.
Just pencil sketches, huh? Can you show any of your favorite art?
Sure, I have something. One of the sketch I made a Joker.
Oh, this is intense. A lot of shading.
Yeah. So this Joker movie, I was inspired because he used to keep smiling, and he was in the pain, but he used to keep smiling. And one more is he was a rebellion, but still he was just fighting with the society and whatever he was suffering from.
So okay, you have a lot of hidden meaning on your sketches as well. That's good.
And then I have this lady.
This is a favorite of mine, by the way. Even I think Mess, right?
Yes,
you really love
feminism.
this one. Yes.
This can explain like freedom, beauty, and feminism.
Okay.
And I have another one that is our Indian god,
Yeah,
Lord Shiva.
Yeah.
Basically, this sketch is Adi Yogi. It's called like Indian god having lots of power, huge power, and he's basically our, as per our Hindu belief, he's like a creator, destroyer, and the transformer of this universe.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a variety.
I have many more.
Yes.
So yeah.
We also asked you to draw a sketch of us before this episode, so we're excited to see it. So let's see it. Wow, it's really awesome how you got our faces really accurately, and you really got our features, all of them.
And
What do
I
you think,
hope you
Sidra?
yeah, exactly. And I hope you have made 2 copies of it so we can take back home as well.
Now, Pradeep, let's talk a bit about your job here at Starlink and how it connects to your talent as an artist. So, what are the qualities that you carry from, your talent in art into your daily requirements for your job?
Okay, basically I used to face two customers. Okay, so I'll say perfection. I need to make my art and my project that must be perfect. Customers should not have any doubts, or they not should have any complaint. So I make sure that whatever I'm delivering or whatever I'm doing, that must be perfect. Either it's my art features or art sketches or whatever, and my project that also must be perfect, so that no customer can complain us.
So you adopt the character of perfection
Yeah,
from art.
perfection. Yeah. Also.
Okay. So on that note, I would like to ask you something a bit different from this, right? Now, when it comes to hobby, what, in your opinion, do you really feel that, your hobby of art is helping you to de-stress from your normal day-to-day routine?
Yeah, of course, it's helping, because whenever I'm just depressed or just I'm not having anything to do, I just make a sketch, and it's I just make me feel too good, because whatever I'm having in my mind, or whatever my lovely things, art, sketches, pictures or photos, I'm just making it. So I love it.
So whatever emotion you have in you, you just depict it
Yeah,
on the paper.
yeah.
And it passes time, right? Like, I feel like that's the
it
best
does. It
thing.
does pass a lot of time though. So Pradeep, what would be your comment or suggestion to your friends or colleague when it comes to, having a hobby? Like, for example, you told about how art or sketch is helping you to de-stress. So probably if you could share some comments on that.
Yeah, as per my opinion, every person must have some extra hobbies. Like after professional life, if they are living at home or somewhere, so they must be doing some extra curriculum activity. Someone can have the singing, someone can have like a sketching like me, or painting, or going somewhere exploring the countries or cities.
Travel, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
traveling.
So you feel, okay, this is a need.
Yeah,
So, and you
of
would
course, this is a
recommend
need for every
everyone
person.
to go
Yeah,
for
this
it.
must be there.
Right. Thank you so much, Pradeep, for taking your time today and joining us on our set. And hope you have a good day ahead.
Yeah, thank you. It's my pleasure to be here.
Continuing to celebrate talents here at Starlink, we have another musician who all this time was disguised as our legal advisor. Joining us now is Salim Murtada. Thank you so much, Salim, for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
And considering that you're at legal, so at least for once we get the chance to be on the side of table where we are asking you the questions.
Yes, after all.
So Salim, we got curious and we heard that you're into singing and playing music. So since when did you get interested in playing guitar?
Actually, I started playing the guitar from the age of 16.
Okay.
It all started when I started listening to music.
So it's in university?
Yeah, even before that. You can say high school.
Okay.
Yeah. I started playing the guitar. Before that, I used to listen to a lot of music, a lot of different genres. And from there, I wanted to move from the side of just listening to music to start composing and contributing maybe to music.
So, what genre of music do you enjoy playing, and what does it mean to you?
To be honest, each phase of my life, I just moved to a different genre. So I started playing classic and flamenco. Then I moved to some classic rock and rock music, and recently I've been playing the blues.
Okay, so very different than Ihab, because he's like more into Arabic, you're more like Western.
Yes, correct. I'm just into that direction. Yeah.
And you've had a very consistent career. So at any point of time, so music was just a passion, right? You never thought of taking it as a career, correct?
Actually, no. It was always a hobby, but I've taken it to a professional. I like to work on my passion. So I took it to from a hobby to like a bit of, you can say, professional level. I started recording in studios. I started doing some gigs. I had my band. We used to do some gigs here and there, but it was never a career.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
So Salim, if you could just play one of your favorite music for us today.
Yeah, sure. I'll just improvise on some flamenco rumba.
Okay. so much of a soul.
Wow. And so many emotions. Like in the beginning, it was so like.
Just got my
calm.
interest to start learning the guitar.
I can teach you.
Oh, we should. By the way, we should just sit here and make a band and just learn.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
So, what is this piece like?
This is basically flamenco rumba. It's just one of the flamenco rhythms that are there. There are tangos, there are rumbas, there are Andalusian music. This is one of these rhythms that we play.
So, like, what does it mean to you? Like these, like the emotions. Like, do you like if you're feeling sad, do you play like a more sad song?
Yeah,
Or like,
what I like about this piece and flamenco is in general, it's not sad music. It's very passionate. It has this fever of
Inspiring.
yeah, it's very inspiring, and it has this heat that you don't see in Arabic music. But generally in flamenco you would see some heat, some action going on. Usually in flamenco there are the music players, which is mainly the guitarist and some percussionist, and there would be someone who's dancing on these music. So it's like an exchange, it's like a conversation between the music and the dance. This is what I like about this.
I just can't get the image out of my head that I'd see you like sitting there doing all your legal things, and now you just
Yes, it's a bit odd
It's
to
really
see that. Yeah.
Yeah, so like, so Salim, we know that humans are never one-dimensional, right? We have different aspects of ourselves that make us who we are as people. So now, after we found out about your talent as a guitarist, we were intrigued to see that you, like as a legal advisor, could also have this part of you. So could you make the connection and tell us how this creative side of you, how you bring it to your daily job requirements at StarLink?
Yeah. One way to relate between music and what I do here in StarLink is the composure and composition of legal work and the composition of music. So basically, when I work on a contract, there's a certain flow that I follow. There are certain clauses that you see here and there. And all these clauses, they have to be in a certain flow to make the business going in a very good way. The same goes for music. There is a flow. There is also timing that you have to be very precise in timing. Another thing that I can relate between the two is paying attention to details, because when you're playing any sort of instrument, you have to pay attention, because one note outside of the scale that you are playing would make a huge difference. And the same goes for our contracts. Sometimes one word can direct the contract to a whole different level, a whole different direction that maybe we want or we don't want to go in that direction. Yeah.
So, okay. So Salim, tell us more about how do you feel that this hobby of yours helps you to de-stress? So do you do this over the weekends or even after working hours?
Yeah,
does it really help you out?
Yeah, it does help a lot. Going out distresses people, and seeing people outside and going out on weekends. But for me also, when I resort back to the instrument, the guitar, and just sit back. Usually, I like to play in an empty room, just so I can hear the reverb. I can hear the guitar just talking to me, and it's not a one-way conversation. It's a two-way conversation. So it's very relaxing, and it's relaxing because you know where the conversation is going. You're leading the conversation, and you're listening to the music responding back to you.
That was very thoughtful, actually.
Yeah, very poetic. I feel like musicians are very, very poetic. Thank you for that, Salim. And now, what are your thoughts on maintaining a good work-life balance?
I mean, everyone, they have their own passion. Maybe they know about it, and maybe they don't. So my message to everyone is just go up there and look up for something that you're really passionate about. And maybe it's workout, maybe it's going out with friends, maybe it's playing some instrument. Because it helps improve your work-life balance. That there's a sweet spot that we need just to maintain ourselves there, to be productive in our lives and to be productive in work also.
Thank you, Salim, for your time and letting us in on your insights as a lawyer slash musician or guitarist. It was a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. Thank you.
That was Salim with us. And with that, we conclude our today's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe to see more from us. And leave us your thoughts on pulse@starlinkme.net. Hope to see you inshallah soon again in 2022. Wishing you all a very wonderful and blessed festive season.